your leadership. It's good to be here with Dr. Maxwell on behalf of the Prince George's County Schools, and Dr. Eubanks. Your leadership here is extraordinary, and we thank you very much. It's also good to be here with my friends, Mayor Jordan and Mayor Pro Tem Davis, who do a remarkable job here in Greenbelt. I'm here with my colleague, Senator Van Hollen. The two of us, of course, represent you in the United States Senate, along with Congressman Steny Hoyer, who is one of the great national leaders here, who represents Greenbelt, and Anthony Brown, who represents the Prince George's County federal delegation. We're here on a very pleasant day. It's nice to have students here because this is really an extraordinary moment. I start by first thanking those that are in education for our public schools. The Prince George's County public school system's a great system. I'm a product of the Baltimore City public school system, and I always thank the leadership of Baltimore for what they've done for me. Education's the great equalizer. It's the #1 priority, needs to be the #1 priority, and we thank you all for doing what you do to educate our children. I must tell you, this is a big moment. We are announcing today a major grant from the federal government to the Prince George's County school system. These are very competitive funds. They're not easy to get. And it speaks to the leadership here in Prince George's County, starting with the county exec, but to the leadership in the school system. Congratulations. Give these people, they do this. So what are we talking about? We're talking about in excess of $25 million. That's a round of applause. I mean, that's a big number. Coming to the Prince George's County school system to help develop the type of leadership here that will provide excellence in education and continue excellence in education. It's the development of the professionalism of those who are involved in education here in Prince George's County. It's sharing the best practices so that we can have excellence throughout the county. It's a big deal, and we are so proud of what you've been able to achieve here in Prince George's County. So, look, it's been tough in Washington, and we're starting this week out on the right note. So, Senator Van Hollen and I are going to go back to Washington this afternoon, and guess what we're going to do? We're going to brag about Prince George's County and you getting this grant and how proud we are. I don't know, am I supposed to hand this off to Senator Van Hollen next? Or okay, I didn't know how the order was going. It's always a pleasure for me to do that. Senator Van Hollen is in his first year in the United States Senate, but you would never know that, because he is in the leadership of the Maryland, the United States Senate. He's on the Budget Committee and on the Appropriations Committee, and it's right in the middle of a lot of debate taking place right now on the floor of the United States Senate. I'm very proud to present my colleague in the United States Senate, Chris Van Hollen.
Well, thank you, Ben Cardin and Senator Cardin. It is great to be a partner with the senator who works on all sorts of issues that are important to our national security, but also never forgets about our state of Maryland and Prince George's County. So thank you, Senator Cardin, for your leadership. And it is great to be here, as Senator Cardin said, with all of you on this special day in this special place. And I want to thank the whole sort of educational family here in Prince George's County. Dr. Eubanks, thank you and the members of the board here for your leadership and stewardship of the Prince George's County school system. Dr. Maxwell, thank you and your team for your leadership. And Dr. Valentine, it is great to be with you and your team here at Greenbelt Middle School for the announcement of this grant, $25 million for the Great Teachers, Great Leaders, Great Schools effort. And I think all of us know that at the end of the day, we need to make sure that our schools are physically wonderful places to be, but at the very end of the day, it's all about making sure we have great teachers and great principals. Because if you have the leadership in a school, and if you have motivated, dedicated teachers, That is what makes a great school. So I almost put it together, great leaders plus great teachers equals great schools, because that is the key to the success for the students that we see out here, because we need to make sure we're attracting, retaining, rewarding good teachers, and making sure that every school in the county has the opportunity to have a good leader, a good principal, strong principal, and good teachers. And that is our goal, because if you put that formula together, you'll have the creativity and you'll have the motivation that makes you can distinguish a good school from one that is not quite at the cutting edge. And so I want to thank all of you for being part of this day. I want to thank Senator Cardin again for his efforts in terms of the funding. I serve on the Appropriations Committee. When we got the budget that was submitted by this administration, there are two major buckets for school teacher development funding. One is this program, Teacher Incentive Program. The other is the Title II Professional Development Program. I'm pleased that the Appropriations Committee did not follow the recommendations of the administration. The Trump administration had proposed zeroing out Title II funding, but we were restoring that on a bipartisan basis, in the United States Appropriations Committee, and we also were pleased to support these funds. So this is a great day to be here with all of you. Thank you to the educational family here in Prince George's County. Thank you to the leadership in Greenbelt. Again, Mayor Jordan and Mayor Pro Tem Davis. It really takes that collaboration between municipal and county leaders like the county executive and the school system to produce a really good educational system. So thank all of you, and now I'm really pleased to pass the baton here to somebody who has really been an incredible leader and really helped working with the board to put together the proposal that won this grant, Dr. Maxwell.
So good morning, everyone. Good morning. It is, I can't tell you, it's truly an honor to have both of Maryland's United States Senators visiting our Prince George's County Public Schools this morning. Greenbelt Middle School is one of our gifted and talented centers, and I'm very pleased that some of our students are able to join us here this morning. They came to school a little bit early and were gathered just across the way here when I arrived this morning. It was great to see them there this morning. I'm glad they were able to see firsthand how our federal leaders support public education locally in Prince George's County. Senators Cardin and Van Hollen are always there to support Prince George's County students and educators on Capitol Hill, and we are so appreciative of this new grant. They are both truly strong advocates for public education. They recognize that it takes great teachers and great administrators to have great schools, and it is the professional development of our teachers that will drive our continued progress in student achievement. And I appreciate the president of our Teachers Association joining us this morning, because she too understands that professional development for teachers is extremely important. I'm truly excited about the possibilities over the next 3 years. This grant will allow Prince George's County Public Schools to better recruit, place, develop, support, and retain our best teachers. They will help us make sure our teachers are in the right schools and make sure that our schools have the right teachers for their students. It addresses our critical shortage in recruiting bilingual candidates. It expands our partnerships with higher education. It helps us to improve our teacher observations and student learning outcomes and data management systems designed for both. It enhances our capacity as a system to offer the greatest support for schools that are in the most need of a stable roster of high-quality educators and administrators. This work can be transformational for our system in how we identify and recruit talent, in how we support them in our schools, and in how we ensure that they stay in Prince George's County Public Schools over the long term. It all starts with great teachers. When you have great teachers who can grow in their careers, they feel appreciated and they want to stay where they are needed and are recognized for their success. They become great leaders, and they help create great schools. Prince George's County Public Schools has done amazing work over the last several years to improve our pipeline of principals and future school leaders. This grant will allow us to do the same for our teachers by building in supports that we were not able to fund previously. The problem of teacher retention, particularly in urban school districts, is not unique for Prince George's County. This is a statewide and national challenge. Our senators recognize that Maryland is an import state, which means that our colleges and universities do not graduate enough education majors to fill all the needs of our state's 24 school systems. In fact, Maryland only produces about 4,000 new teachers each year, and Prince George's County Public Schools alone has been hiring nearly 1,000 of the best teachers we can find annually for the last several years. I point this out to illustrate how important it is for us to develop the talents of our current teachers and school leaders and to do what we can to keep them in Prince George's County Public Schools. We want to elevate the teaching profession in Prince George's County by increasing support for our teachers and leaders, focusing on their effectiveness and improving student achievement and recognizing their good work. I'm absolutely convinced that Prince George's County has the talent to take students further and will do so by collaborating and sharing best practices to overcome the challenges we face in recruitment and retention. We are well known for developing great teachers. We want to keep more of them in our classrooms and highlight their success. I want to take a minute before I yield the floor to thank members of my team who led the work on this grant. Dr. Monique Davis, my deputy superintendent who oversees HR and talent development and that part of the work, the two lead investigators on the grant from the federal government, Dr. Doug Anthony, who runs our talent development office, and Herman James. They're both here, and I appreciate that. And they're working with Karen, Mary, and Cecily, all here in the front row. So thank all of you for joining us for the beginning of an exciting effort to dramatically improve the way we recruit, develop, and retain our best and most effective educators. I'd now like to invite our Board of Education Chair, Dr. Segun Eubanks, to say a few words.
Thank you. Good morning. It's a great day in Greenbelt Middle School. It's a great day in Greenbelt, Maryland, and it is a great day in Prince George's County. I'm so proud on behalf of my board members to be here and to be honored with the presence of our two outstanding senators, champions of public education, champions of social justice, champions of the rights of each and every one of our young people here today. Thank you for your leadership and what you do for us every day. We have a lot of work to do here in Prince George's County. We are moving every day from good to great. The path to greatness is not an easy path to follow. It's easy to be average. It's easy to just kind of get along, to stay with the status quo. But real change requires disruption. And doing this kind of work is disruptive work. It's about really examining how we do things differently. I also want to especially thank my colleague, Teresa Dudley, for the president of Prince George's County Educators Association. We do this work in partnership with our teachers and our principals each and every day, and it's not always easy. I spent in my day job, I've worked on issues of teacher quality for the past 30 years. I know and recognize as a chair that every student should have a shining new building with great facilities like you have here in Greenbelt Middle School. We know when we go across the county, we can't offer that to every student. We know every student should have great curriculum and good resources. Sometimes we can't offer all that physical stuff, but we know that every student in Prince George's County must absolutely have a great teacher and a great principal. If we deliver that for every student every day in Prince George's County, then we are going to be a great school system. I always joked around, and again, I've been doing this work for 30 years. I've read all the research. I've conducted some of the research about what it means to be a great teacher and what it means to be a great leader. We could save all that trouble and just ask these young people here. It takes them 5 minutes to know a great teacher. You guys know right away, right? How long does it take you in the beginning of the school year to be like, oh, Lord, it's going to be a long year. Or, oh, boy, this is going to be fun. So we know those teachers who challenge your thinking, Those teachers who don't let you settle for anything less than your best. Those teachers who even when they're mean, you know that that's mean with love and with kindness for you and what you do. That's what we're here to strive to give you each and every day, and this grant's going to help to make this possible. So we look forward to the work ahead. We look forward to partnering with our members of the unions and with the administration to make this happen. Thank you.